Chapter 1. Pink Play-Doh and a Week of Silence. Until she was 14, Rosemary Schmidt was a noisy, annoyingly lively child. She was always walking around with scraped knees, fingers stained with yellow Play-Doh, and freckles on her nose. She loved to laugh loudly, hide in her foster mother's greenhouse, and believed that a good hug would cure a toothache. Her foster parents, Richard and Eleanor Schmidt, spoiled her like a rare pedigree dog. And then came puberty, hormones, first love, dark thoughts at night, and a strange, nagging instinct to find out why she didn't have a single photo of herself before she was 2. Rosie didn't have to look for the key, because ever since she was a child, she knew her father hid it in a secret compartment in the second drawer of his desk. The safe in her father's office was hidden behind a reproduction of a Monet. Inside was a folder of rough craft paper stamped in red. Subject number 2. Rosie didn't just read the papers, she devoured them. Black and white photos of the operating table, where her mother, Katie Stewart, lay, red-haired, eyes open, drowning in dark liquid. Photos of the baby, with a barcode on her left wrist, and the receipts. 18 receipts, signed by Richard Schmidt, for the purchase of biomaterial, with increased resistance. That evening, Rosie didn't throw a tantrum. She simply went to her room and locked the door. She didn't emerge for 7 days. No crying or breaking dishes came from behind the door. Her mother pounded on the door. Her father threatened to call the paramedics. Inside, there was only a thick, dense silence. Rosie lay on her bed, staring at the ceiling, while the last living threads within her were torn apart. Childhood burned away like dry grass, leaving behind an even layer of gray ash. At this turning point in puberty, her psyche couldn't bear it and rebuilt itself. A heightened, hypertrophied sense of justice intersected with a cold, careful psychopathy. On the 8th day, the door opened. A completely different girl emerged from the room. The same reddish hair, the same freckles, but her face no longer expressed anything. It was a perfectly polished mask of cheap porcelain, to stretch a smile 4 teeth high, exactly 2 millimeters, to kiss her mother on the cheek, to say, "Sorry, Mom, I just had a really bad stomach ache." We think people go crazy with a gnashing and a screaming sound. In reality, madness comes in soft slippers, sits on the edge of your bed, and politely waits for you to finish your breakfast. That day, Rosie decided the whole world is a broken television, and she would personally knock the tube out of it. She returned to her room, picked up the drawing board, and wrote on it with cigarette ash collected from the fireplace, "They will all answer for Katie." Why did her adoptive father, upon seeing her new, frozen smile at dinner, merely nod in satisfaction and pour himself a whiskey?